Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Test Pack Please Ignore, and today is going to be the most confusing episode in your goddamn life. Yes, you heard me. So anyway, so we're going to be doing Applied Logistics, you got that correct, but we're going to be setting up some of the automation side of it, which you can do. So if I type in, what's the best way of doing it? So if I type in Emmy Export, for example, nope, the game doesn't want me to show you. If I type in Export again, no, if I just type in export, then it'll show you. It shows me there. So there's certain types of how you get pipes in normal mods. You get pipes in this mod, which is about logistics. There's import buses and export buses, and there's all different types of buses that, you know, are too hard to explain, but I will obviously go over them. So there's like Emmy storage buses, fuzzy storage buses, import buses, you know, just different types of buses, and buses are kind of just explained like a fancier name for cable. So cable is what you actually run along everywhere, but buses are kind of like the things that you put next to machines. So like I say, we're going to be setting up some of the automation today, and we're going to need ourselves a couple different types of stuff. So one of the things I want to get set up is the igneous extruder to make us so that we always have certain levels of obsidian. Another one is so that we can get the, whoops, that was my phone, so that we can get the pulverizer to macerate any ores, and I went mining beforehand with some ores, and as you can see we got a handful there. So this could go eventually today. We can transfer these across now. There was another one that I've set up as well, which is like automatically, like, there's a way of, like, just in other words, showing you what you can automate really. And like the main one that I want to get set up first is this one, and then obviously the igneous extruder is just like a bonus if I get it set up this episode. So there's going to be a couple things you need, really. And I may forget some things, so it might be like a choppy episode, this, me just editing it constantly, because that's just how I roll really, just mess up 24/7. So the export bus, there's a precision one, which exactly what precision sounds like. Precision means only that item will be exported out of the system. That's how I remember it. So out of the system into the machine. There's fuzzy export bus, and fuzzy is that it'll do all of that. So it's got like ore dictionary in for applied logistics. It's got the ore dictionary. The fuzzy cable does, and what that does is, say for example, if you wanted all of your iron to be automatically smelted but not your copper, not your gold, so that goes across, like, actually that's not a good example, let's use copper. So for example, you wanted every single copper that you mined, like, you know, even if it's from different ores and like it stacks differently, from different mods and it stacks differently, using the fuzzy cable of anything, it'll get all of them, of all of the copper, and obviously put it through your system, or, you know, depending on what you want. And then there's basic export bus, which is kind of similar. The way I look at it is similar to how precision works, in the fact that on the basic import there's no GUI, which means that you can't choose what it sucks out. It just automatically sucks out everything, whereas the basic export bus only lets you export one thing into the system. So there you go. Anyway, so we're going to be needing ourselves a couple of these Emmy Precision export buses. And the way they make it, you need a basic export bus and a basic processor. As you can see, I've already been beforehand with this. I've got a couple more being made downstairs. But we need ourselves an Emmy Interface, which also we'll be needing as well. But I'll explain that obviously when we get to it. A piston, 2 iron, and an Emmy cable. Now this seems kind of like a lot of stuff, really, I feel. So I've only got 6 Emmy cable on me as well. Actually, I'm going to need some fluid dust as well. So if I make myself, let's make like 2 of these, kind of. And then we don't have any silicon and we don't have any fluid dust. I need to get everything back out now, don't I? Here we go. So fluid dust, silicon, I won't have any in, will I? Oh no, I do. So we need quartz as well. There we go, never quartz, Certus quartz. There we go, that should be everything now, I think, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. There we go. So we're going to make 2 of these for now, and then we want to do this. So the Emmy interface, you make it like this. It's pretty simple how to make it. Conversion matrix with the fluix dust. Oh my god, we're going to need fluix dust. Well, I need to refresh on everything, really, because like I'm pretty low on like most materials. Jesus Christ. There we go. So yeah, like I say, it's kind of lengthy on how to build them, if you know what I mean by that. Like the process to build it's slightly long, but I mean obviously like what the thing actually does and what it's capable of is kind of like amazing, I feel. I still need some iron, god damn. Yeah, we got plenty of iron, look, and I'll get some gold out on me because I know I'm gonna need some gold. I know I'm gonna need some gold, so just to save time I'll rather do that. Anyway, so precision bus Emmy interface, no, can't build it yet. So we need this conversion matrix. We should have everything there now. There we go. So that should be enough now, hopefully. I'll just want to make one just to show it, and then we should have enough for this now once I get some glass on me. There we go. We got 10 glass, luckily. And we still got those glass panes from when I, like, mass made them as well. That's pretty funny. I can't remember why I made them now. Like, mass made them. So there we go. There's the Emmy interface. And then we need to the basic one, we need a piston, which is iron, redstone, copper, and wood. So our copper's here. And planks. Oh, we've got plenty of each. Look, there we go. So, there we go. Clicking all the wrong buttons again. God. So, redstone, iron, and copper, and copper. Jesus. Not that, that's... I'm not on about copper. So, Emmy cable for that. So, we've got ourselves a basic export bus, but we need to upgrade it to a precision export bus. So, there we go. So, now we've made one of those. That makes me sad that I only made one of those. We're actually going to need another Emmy interface. We're actually going to need an interface, I think. We're setting up the pulverizer first. 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. I realised what I was actually doing wrong. I was actually building for the wrong, what's it called? For the wrong system that I was going to show off. So what I want to try and do now is show off the, like, my way. I should say my way. I mean, it's done by other people as well. But, like, my kind of general system on how to get all your ores macerated all at once. Where's my slime at? This rain's very loud as well. So I've got, like, what's the slime balls called? There we go. It's this slime ball. It's called the slime ball. Right. So, yeah, so we need a basic import system, and I saved time as well, and I made a fuzzy export system, because we actually needed a fuzzy, and the precision is for another one I was building. To make the fuzzy one, it's exactly the same again, a basic import, but you need an advanced processor. And you know how long it takes to do that. It's 80k in power, and that took me like ages. I did put in some more new lasers as well, but I don't think I haven't shown that yet. Anyway, so we should be able to get ourselves a sticky piston now, and then we can upgrade this into a basic import bus. There we go. We can get this up now. There we go, like that. Chuck that out of the way. Okay, right. So what you want to do is you want to get your system set up like this, and again, you're just like, if you've got it set up normal like this is the way I do it. Really, you know, you have one side coming in. And then obviously you can have one side coming out. You might want to, if you're tight for space, do it on the top though. Because the good thing about these Emmy things is that it doesn't matter which way they face. As long as they're connected, that's how it works. So, brief explanation of how it works there. There you go. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on top like that. And we'll try it this way. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to place your Emmy fuzzy export bus on the blue like that. So there you go. And then we want our import bus, which is going to import it into the system. Bear in mind. So the import and export, remember that it's going into and out of the system. That's not topped up, I don't think. Yeah, we'll want this like there. And then all you got to do at this stage is now get some ME cables, which I don't have enough for. But I have the recipe. I did make one, so we should be able to make ourselves some. But I don't think I haven't got. The only bad way about it doing it this way, you've got to chuck your own. You've got to chuck the stuff in. But you know, that's the downside. But yeah, like I say, as long as they're connected. Damn, I've just run out. We need like 2 more as well. Ah, oh, damn. So I'm gonna make myself some ME cables quickly. We don't have enough flux. We do have flux dust. We'd have enough glass. Right. That's another solution as well. And like make it so that you can make it so that you can have like a certain amount of like a certain. In other words, you can enable it so that you have a certain amount of material, like quantity. That's what I was meant to say. There we go. I'm not the best at explaining, but you know, I get it done. Is what I try to say. So there we go. We got 3 more enemy cables, and again, as long as it's hooked up in some way to this, then it'll work. Like, because this, if you remember, this is hooked up to the main terminal over there, and as long as this gets connected to that stuff over there, then it'll all work perfectly fine. So just remember that as long as it's connected, it'll work. So if I hop across over to here now, we should see that we've got ourselves. There you go, look, so you've got an ME basic import, a fuzzy export bus, and 41 ME cables connected. So as long as that's shown up on your ME controller, then it's working. So that's good to know. Anyway, so what you want to do now is that once that's done, tediously, it is tedious, sorry, but you've got to get yourself one of every different ore you want to smelt. So say for example, sorry, the maximum it can hold is 8. So get yourself 8 different ores. We don't want amber. So we want lead, ferrous, silver. We don't want any of these. We don't want that one. We need gold, so let's put that one in. Iridium can't be put through the furnace. Bear in mind this is through the furnace as well. So yeah, and I should have some iron somewhere, shouldn't I? But we've got silver, haven't we? And we don't want ruby to go through. But I'm sure I have some iron ore that I haven't smelted. I don't know, have I? Or did I accidentally put it in? Or is it in here? No. Okay. Well, never mind. It's as long as you've got all the ores you really want. And then all you got to do is right click on the fuzzy export bus. Not mess with this really, because split damage is obviously for items like, for example, swords, and like it's just this split damage. That's what the fuzzy is. And then if you want, you could do move stacked items to make it quicker, or move single items if you want it slightly slower. What you got to do is get it, click it in here like this. It'll make it like a ghost one, as I like to call it, and it'll go in there like that. And what the system will start doing is start moving all the ores that it has in here through this system. So it'll go in there, this will get through, made into gold, get sucked out into the back into the system. So now if I see, this should be slowly increasing like that on every flash. So a flash is just kind of like, you know, a pulse going through the system. So now we've got our gold going through. I wish there was a way, actually we've got a lot of gold, I feel. Gold ore, so that's going to take a while to go through. Yeah, so like obviously, like I say, that'll do all 4 of those ores. And obviously it won't do iron because I haven't put that one in, but as long as you've all put those in there like that as well, it'll work. And if you ever need like any more space, like you need any more ores to go through this macerate and then furnace system, you can just whack down another export bus on this side or on the back, not on the front or below, and as long as it's hooked up and round, it'll start doing it as well. So there you go. Yeah, we're actually running out of power down there, so I'll need to hook that back up. So that's how you do the macerating. Obviously, you know, basic import bus, it just imports everything that comes out of here, and that's good for if you want to add like some sand. So for example, I just wanted some quick glass, I could just add some sand in there like that and it'll work. So there you go. Okay, so what I've just done now is I made myself another redstone furnace because I want to show you the way I'm going to set it up so that I can automatically like have a certain amount of glass. Because as you see, if I go on here now and show you, I have 903 sand. But if I type in glass, glass is being made because I've just put a stack in this system here like that. So what this system will do is it'll automatically make it so that I have a certain quantity, which I find is quite nice. Okay, so the reason I'm setting up this system is because it's going to introduce you guys to a new cable, which is called the ME level emitter. As you can see, there's a level emitter and there's an ME fluid level emitter. Now, obviously, the fluid level emitter obviously does what it says, which I'll explain what it does in a second, but it does it for fluids, which I find quite okay, but I haven't found that very useful just yet, and that's with extra cells. Anyway, so the ME level emitter, what it does is, it's made with a basic processor, ME cable, of course, redstone torch, and 2 iron. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build it first before I explain. And now you're like, God damn it, Josh, why don't you goddamn tell us? Jesus. I know that is everyone's reaction to like everything I do. Don't lie. What? You don't? Oh. Well, it is now, okay? That's your new reaction. Anyway, so to make it, it's pretty simple. Like I say, redstone torch, ME cable. We're going to actually need another one of those, so I think I have enough to make another. Because, yeah, we're going to need 2 for this one. Because what we're going to be doing is we want to be monitoring the levels of the sand and the glass that we have in our system. So hence why we need 2. Mainly, it's just to, hold on, I want to be making something, don't I? What do I need here? I need ME cable, which is fluid dust, okay. Yeah, so like, what it does is it'll monitor, like, for every one you have, it'll monitor, like, that one item and the quantity of it for that like mini system, so to speak. That's the way I remember it, like all these buy systems, just think of them as mini ones, and I kind of think it works that way. There we go. Anyway, so level emitter, as you can see now, it works. But actually, before, we need to make ourselves an Emmy Interface, because that's what we're going to be pumping ourselves back into. And I'll actually show you what this does now, because it's actually quite cool what it does. It's quite cool. We've got ourselves some Emmy cable. Are we going to have enough? I don't think we are we? What am I missing? Never quartz dust, or which one? Or Certus quartz dust? I'm missing Certus quartz dust. So as you can see now, this is this. Oh, there you go. It's actually pulling it through. It's done the gold, and as you can see now, it's moved onto the lead, and it's just plowing through it all, as you can see. And that'll all get sorted through and into there. But anyway, come back onto this system. The Emmy Interface. Now, the Emmy Interface is kind of is like a way of integrating between the ME cables and any other type of cables. So, say for example, Buildcraft cables, I think works. These cables work, from expansion ones work, and the way it works is it just works like a normal block, really. And if you click on it, you get this GUI which pops up, which is like export config, exported items, and processing. Now, as you can see here, you could put in patterns, if you remember the blank patterns, and you could like encode it, and you can put in certain types of stuff. You can do that in these machines as well, which is quite nice. I don't know elaborately what they do, apart from the fact that they connect with different ones, like firm expansion, or like if you've got to pump into different stuff, it does it that way as well. But the way we're going to be working is is that we're going to be exporting into the Emmy interface, and then the Emmy interface will bring it all the way back into our system. So we also need to hook up the system as well, which is going to be like lengthy, if you don't mind me saying. But the way this works is we're going to be doing this, and then we're not going to have enough, are we? Oh no, we do. But we need to make ourselves one more pipe as well, and I think it's the fuzzy export, the fuzzy export bus. Yeah, this one. And then this should be able to combine to give us the Emmy export bus, and then we should be able to combine it with a diamond one to get ourselves another fuzzy export bus. There we go. Jesus Christ, it takes long enough, doesn't it? But anyway, right, what was I doing? Put that back in there. Anyway, okay, so we've got ourselves the fuzzy export bus now on our 2 level emitters. Precision export bus, yeah, that was the one I accidentally made on accident. Let's put that away up there. Okay, so to get this set up to work, all you need to do is you need yourself an Emmy fuzzy export bus there, and then you need yourself a level emitter here, and you need yourself another level emitter here. Okay, so, and then you also want this one to redstone controlled high. Okay, so what does a level emitter do, I hear you say? So, what we want to get ourselves is a bit of sand and a bit of glass, and I mean, the best way of me explaining it is to actually show you what it does and how it works, I feel, anyway. So you right click on it and you get this GUI, as you can see, and you got 1, 10, plus, you know, plus and minus 10s and whatever. That's so that's how much quantity you want left in your system, or how much quantity is like minimum. So, and then you've got this little button here, which is redstone mode, and what this does is this emits a redstone signal or pulse or whatever you want to call it. Not pulse, because pulse is, you know, a continual, but this emits a redstone signal when levels are above, or if you click it again, or below or equal to the limit, which you've specified here, and what item you want. So what we want to do is we want to put ourselves, I think it's sand in this one, and then we want glass in this one, or vice versa. No, we want glass in this one. There we go, like that, and then we want sand in this one. There we go. Okay, tell a lie, I was actually right first time. So we want sand in here, and we want glass in this one, and I'll explain why in a second. Because when I hook it up, I'll see. I also made some more ME cables quickly, because we've got to somehow get this system linked all the way under here. What I might do is I think I might make a hole in the floor and link it under there. But yeah, okay, so what you want to do is now, you want to get your fuzzy export bus, and you want to put sand in there like that, because obviously we want sand going into this system. And make sure you've got blue, which is input, in here, and your export, which is orange, which is out here into the Emmy interface. And we don't need to change anything in the Emmy interface just yet. And then what we want here is we want to specify how much sand we want left within the system, I think it is. So if we want, let's say 128, and then it's emit when levels are, let's think about this, above or equal to the local limit, or below. So we want it above. So when we have more than 128 sand, what the system will do is it'll say, okay, we've got more than 2 stacks of sand. What we're going to do is we're going to send every new sand now, we're going to send it through here into this system to be made into glass, like that. So every time that comes over, that was a good explanation, I feel. So every time, so obviously you can specify like how much you want as well. If you want it to just be a stack of sand you want left over, I feel I want a modest amount, so I want like 192 just to be safe. And then this one, you want glass, and this is how much glass you want as a reserve, so to speak. So what this one will do is this will control the power of the redstone furnace. So obviously when I said to enable this to high, what this will do is this will give it a redstone signal when it's below. So we want this one to be emit when levels are below or equal to this limit. So what this level emitter's job, so to speak, is to do is that when our glass levels drop below 64, 128, whatever you specify, when the levels drop below that much, it'll say, okay, well, we're low on glass. What you need to do, system, is to, you know, make some more glass. And to do that, you obviously, you know, send it through the system. So there's those 2 controllers, which is how that works. And then the Emmy interface is just there so that it gets exported into here at, you know, at less of a cost, so to speak. Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to link it up with hardened energy conduits, and we also need to link it up with our Emmy interface. And let's dig into the ground to make sure I'm getting the right one. Ow, that hurt. So if can we connect to here maybe? What's that? That's the level emitter. It doesn't really matter that much, like I say, as long as it's connected. Bear that in mind. Can we reroute some of the power from here? We should be able to, shouldn't we? There we go, like that. So now the new redstone furnace is getting power. I might actually find to see if there's a better way of doing that. And then we obviously want to link the ME cable from this one, so we need to go down here again, and we need to see where the ME cable is coming from. I think it's coming from this corner, is it? Yeah, if it's coming from there, we're not going to have enough, are we? Or should we just do it above ground to make it easier? I feel like if we do it above ground, though, it'll be like way more. Oops. There we go. May have right click with the wrong tool there. It caused a bit of lag. Yeah, I feel like if we leave it above ground, it'll be quite cool, and you can see how it works and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up. If I can, let's jump on here. There we go. And let's bring this up like 2 levels so that we can bring it up and across and round. So we got ourselves a nice little frame as well, like unintentional frame, as you can see. Quite cool. And then bring this all the way along here. We're gonna run out quite soon, so we need 1, 2, 3. Oh, we actually just need 1 more set of ME cable. That's abysmal right there. That is. So fluix dust, redstone. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough, am I? So if we just need 3 of this, the only bad thing is that these then can't be used practically, if you know what I mean. So like if you want to like put some stuff in there to smelt away and then AFK go somewhere else, you'd have to like stand by, otherwise it would go through the system and try to smelt it. But if you can't try to smelt it, obviously it won't go into the redstone furnace, it'll stay here in the pulverizer. So, you know, do bear that in mind. Okay, so now to make some fluid dust, 2, 4, that's more than enough. Let's, you know what, why not, let's just make more. There we go. So now we got 6, which means we can make 6 more cable, like that. So again, all you got to do is connect it up like so, and now the system's connected up, and as you can see, this has been powered on because we have more than 192 sand. So what it's done is the system said, okay, well, we're bringing it round, so sand's going in here, and you can change how much it does as well if you want to just straight stack of 64. I'd rather do it individually, you'll see why. So what it's doing now is it's smelting it away. That's, you know, smelted. This is now getting glass, as you can see. If I come over here and show you, we're making glass. So as you can see, we've got 6 glass now. If I put this in there to speed it up, 16. And obviously that's going to grind away until it gets up to 64 glass. When it's got up to 64 glass, I'm going to cut to that and I'll show you what happens. So as you can see now, we're coming up on 64. There we go, because we made the stack 64, didn't we? So it's going slightly faster than normal because I wanted to add in a redstone furnace. But look here, look where my mouse is. So do you see that? It just got to 64 and this just got turned off like that. And the reason I added 1 extra is because I put some sand in here just to speed things up a little. So if you didn't see that, what happened was, I mean, I've explained it as well, but I'll show you. When this got to 64, whoops, I clicked something there. This turned off, which means it's unpowering this redstone furnace, which means this now can't do anything. The only downside to this setup, though, is that this leaves a stack of sand in there, which I find is okay because I'll show you. So if I do this, if I go sand now, no, hold on, I want glass, don't I? So if I want, say for example, I've got a stack of 64, and you know, if I got to use some glass to make some Miami cables. If I take this out, that's going to start now doing it again, and obviously make it some more glass to make sure that I have a stack of glass in there. I'm going to make it so that it's obviously 2 stacks, which is whatever 64 times 2 is 128. Because you know, the more the better, I feel. So obviously now, if I put this back in, this gets turned off, as you can see, because at the moment, 69. At the moment, it's set to 64, and also as well, if you add in like that as well, that you know, if say for example I took the stack out and it was making another one, it wouldn't stop until that one that's been made is done, which I find is good in a way because then you've got like a slight over the top, which is again good, I feel. But you know, obviously it comes with a downside if you feel it's a downside. But yeah, so I'm going to increase that to 128 and that's going to carry on smelting. But the Emmy interface is just there as well, really. So there you go. That's kind of how the cables for Emmy stuff works and how you can kind of accelerate on your automation of you know, doing all this types of stuff. Next episode, I think I'm going to move on to the igneous extruder, or I'm going to do it in between now and next time and explain afterwards the difference of, like, you know, what I've done. But the only other cable that I don't think I've shown yet, because there's only those 3 types of cables, and there's a P2P one, which is relatively new for 1.6.4. But the only other cable I haven't shown is the covered cable, the ME covered cable, as you can see. So what the ME covered cable is, it's just normal ME cable with any type of wool. And I think, no, you can't color it with this. It's just any wool. What this does is this just stops it so that you only see, you know, this flash whenever stuff goes through the system. It only makes it so that you see it on the joints. So, like, for example, here, 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 and here, and I think here, here, here. And the only, the good reason for that is because it reduces on lag. So, obviously, you know, that's quite cool. If you, I might go back later when I'm having a lot of ME cable and stuff and cover it up with a covered cable and get that sorted. But I think as well, you can also use this colored cable as well if you've got like different systems going on. So say for example, if you wanted like a subsystem to make you so for example, if I didn't make this sand one and you wanted to make like a different sand one, you could make it using the white cable, which is just 8 cables surrounded with any dye, which is white, or any other color, which is here. And obviously you can use white cable, and then like if you discover one, you're like, oh, that's white cable, that's for my sand system or whatever. So that's the benefits of those, really. But if I go at applied energistics, energy, there isn't actually that much really left within the mod for me to show off. There's a partition editor, which what happens is it allows you to like kind of config these drives. And if you can't see, I made another 64 stack. And what that allows you to do is, say for example, if you want one of your drives to hold all your dirt, or your cobble, or your gravel, you can configure it to do that. And what that does is it just helps on like optimizing your system and how much you can hold. I'd rather not just mess around with that though, and to make that obviously it's slightly easy. What else is there? Chest, access terminal, one access point, pattern encoder we've got, Emmy drive, pattern provider. I'm sure we've made one of those, but I'm not quite sure. The pattern provider is the maker one, isn't it? Yeah. So there you go. An energy cell, obviously, like I've said, I think I made one before and tried to explain it, but I don't think they work for me, and I'm not sure why. Emmy transition plane, when we get a mob grinder going on, I'm going to use one of those. So that's quite cool. And the grindstone, I've got to mention that you can use this early game, so that if you don't have any power, you can use it as an early game macerator. All you need to do is make yourself a grindstone and a wooden crank. And what you do is you put the wooden crank on top, and you can right click or left click. I think it's right click though. And for every time you right click, it powers it, so it acts like your own power. Your right clicks are power, which is quite nice, I feel. And obviously storage cell housing, I don't think anything else. And like I say, the only thing I missed from applied energistics is something to do with, that's not even in this version, I don't think either. I'm trying to look for it, but I can't find it. We might actually make ourselves a crafting monitor. And what the crafting monitor does, it tells you if you're missing resources for anything that's automatic. And obviously I might get onto that next episode, but we'll see. But I think now that we've got applied energistics done and out of the way, I think I'll actually start on Darkcraft next episode. Or I might do a mini episode where I show off all the items in open blocks, because no one knows what open blocks is. It's quite a fun mod. If I show you now, it's quite a fun mod in the fact that it's got some fun stuff in, but I don't find that most of these are practical. The ones I find practical is probably the luggage and the elevator, but like I say, I'll do that next episode, and then I'll move on to Darkcraft the episode after that. So there you go. And I think, and also make a power armor as well. So quite soon, we'll be making that quite soon, because power armor is awesome if nobody already knows. So there you go. Thanks for watching at the moment. If you're enjoying the series, as always, please leave a like as it helps me, and subscribe for more Test Back Please Ignore in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next part. Goodbye for now.
Yeah.